A lot of planning goes into interior lighting design, but when we think about the outside of our homes, we don't always put as much thought into it. Our next guest says there's a lot of options when it comes to landscape lighting for every budget. Jim Meltzer is a lighting consultant at Connecticut Lighting Centers and joins me now. Welcome back, Jim. It's always great to have you.
Nice to see you back again.
Okay, this is the time of the year when everyone's outside sprucing up their yards, they're outside their home, and they want to make it look really, really good, and I know I do, but we don't really know how to do it. So how does Connecticut Lighting Centers help people like me?
That's good question, because people don't think about using professionally trained lighting consultants to design their landscape lighting, but when they do, a couple of things are achieved by that. Number one, you actually save money because you do it right the first time, and you have someone who's done not tens or hundreds, but thousands of jobs versus someone who hasn't done any yet.
And what's easier for you? I mean, obviously you probably do both commercial and residential. Mm-hmm. Is it fun to do the residential homes?
Yeah, and ironically enough, commercial has become more residential in design, so they're almost one and the same. But yeah, doing homes is one of our specialties, and we really enjoy doing that.
All right, so when you look at a house, what do you look for immediately? Do you try to display something perhaps in the home that's maybe an architectural design?
Yeah, what we would do is we would look at the entire landscape, pick out what's nice and what's not nice. And obviously you don't want to light what's not nice because you're bringing focus to it. And landscape lighting is sort of like painting with light. So we bring a dimension to darkness. So we would look at the key features like cornerstones, any architectural detail that happens to be on the house, ornamental trees, plantings, pathways, and we would find the correct light to use for each application.
Is it challenging to figure all that out? Obviously not from you, but yeah, for people like myself.
Again, yeah, it would be very challenging for someone who isn't trained in it, but it's something that we do so often that it's fun, not challenging.
Okay. All right, so what are some of the things you really have to consider when you're doing this type of lighting, landscape lighting?
Okay, again, not to overlight, because you don't want it to look like an entrance to a condominium complex in Boca Raton or a corner church. You want things to be very soft and quiet. We want to find any architectural detail, like we said before, to illuminate, and let that become your landscape light.
Now, what are we looking at here, Jim?
This is our grazing on a house. You can see the actual detail of the stone. You see plantings. In the foreground that you don't see on this are pathway lights. Again, it's just picking out the nicest things that you have and making. Notice you barely see the landscape lights, you just see your architectural details.
Now, can you overlight?
Absolutely, yeah. You definitely don't want to do that, because then all you see is brightness and glare.
So what do you want to create? What kind of atmosphere?
A nice, soft, casual, effective, beautiful, something that you're proud to see. You go home and you go, wow, that's mine?
Well, it will look great once you really, if you showcase the really beautiful areas of your home, right?
Absolutely.
Especially at night when people drive by. I mean, I always admire homes that are well lit, and you think, oh my goodness, how did they do that?
Exactly. I like seeing houses lit.
Yes, absolutely.
No question.
Okay, let's take a look at also some of the other things that people need to think about. Warranty.
Okay. One of the other reasons to purchase from Connecticut Lighting is we are real sticklers about good warranties. If a manufacturer won't stand behind the goods, we can't sell it, because we have to stand behind what we sell. So all of our products, especially LED, carry the best warranties in the industry.
Okay, we're going to talk about LED in a few minutes. The finish, you say, is also important.
Again, part of the warranty is on the finish. What's important about finish, the quality of it, but also which finish you select when you're designing what you're actually doing.
And you say selection, obviously big.
Between the two stores, we have over 100 pathway, which we'll go over what that means, floods, all landscape lighting. We have over 100 pieces on display.
Wow, so there's a lot to choose from and to make your home beautiful. Yeah. And of course the technology.
Right, and that's where LED has really played a huge role. One of the biggest advantages of LED is you now get the light output with very minimal draw. What that means is that the wattage is very low, so it costs you next to nothing to operate. So now you can leave your lights on outside and not be spinning the meter.
I think that's probably one of the things that deters people from putting some kind of lighting outside, because they worry about the bill.
Exactly. And so LED allows you to operate it at a lower cost, but it also extends the life. An LED is not a light bulb, it's an electronic component. So the life is unbelievable.
Well, you actually brought some examples here. Let's go through some of
Sure.
these.
This is called a path and spread, and you would use a light like this where there are walkways and areas in garden beds where you want pools of light.
Perfect for my side garden, because that's exactly what I'm looking for.
This little unit right here would slip under a header stone on a wall and hide, and that would be perfect under a tread of a stair.
So you can't really see this one.
You don't see it. It just lights below it. The same thing with, this is actually LED ribbon, and what this will do is, again, hidden, allow a continuous stream of light.
Where would you put that?
Again, in a stairwell tread, to light a wall under, under the top plate.
Okay.
These are a couple of floodlights, again, both LEDs, a little small, low wattage one for small plantings, and a very powerful LED, and incidentally, it's only 12 watts.
Okay. Now, where would you put these?
This would be for larger trees, for lighting up facades on the house, the cornerstone. This is what grazed the light that we saw in the pictures before.
Oh, this will be, it'll have that beautiful soft effect.
Correct. Now, what's very interesting is if you already have existing landscape lighting, the retrofit market has finally caught up, and all of these bulbs right here are examples of replacement light bulbs that would just take your old bulb out, put your new bulb in, and these are now LEDs.
Oh, that's great. So you don't necessarily have to replace everything, just the bulb.
Correct.
I mean, what about the light source? I mean, how do you
power it up?
Power it up, exactly.
Again, every design is going to be a little different, but there are low voltage transformers that would be located in various positions throughout your landscape. And from that transformer to a bank of lights, which could be 1 light, 10 lights, 20 lights, whatever they happen to be, in low voltage, again, there'd be wired going between them.
Oh, that's great. All right, now if you want to get in touch with Connecticut Lighting Centers, call this number, 860-249-7631, or go online at connecticutlighting.com. Jim, thanks so much for being here. In two locations, right?
It's good to see you, Hartford and Southington.
Excellent.
Thanks.